Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if you are new. My name is Rachel and this is my channel where I talk about my cross stitch and other craft things that I do over the past month. Today is May 1st, 2026, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what I did in April. As you might know, I take two of my projects at the beginning of each month, the first 15 days. I do 250 stitches on those. I'm kind of rotating through all of my pieces that way each month. I do 250 each day on the two pieces for the first 15 days, and then I switch to my main project, my focus piece, and I do 500 stitches a day of the last 15 days of the month on that. So let's get started with what I did at the beginning. This is Mandala 60, charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles, and it's worked on a 20 count 2/1 full cross. And this is where I've got to. I was here, I had finished this first petal that I worked on, or leaf, and now I'm on this second one. And I didn't quite finish it, as you can see there. There needs to be some blue added. The goal on this was to get to 15% this year, and I did that. Got to 15% exactly. I completed 4,176 stitches of this in April. And I'm kind of liking the 2/1 full cross on the 20 count, but it is a bit thick. I would not recommend doing it on a higher confetti piece. This one had a lot of block stitching. There might be 3 colors in each of these little strips, so it's not too much, but it does get pretty thick. I think I will be able to finish it on this, but I don't know if I'll do the 2/1 again. Okay. The next piece I worked on was Tree in the Mist, also charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. Let me see. Okay. Tree in the Mist is on a 22 count hardanger 1/1 full cross. This is where I've gotten so far. Yay! As you might know, I was working here, this is the first page, for a long time, and it is nothing but blue, this whole pattern. And this page was fairly boring. The second page introduced a little bit of the tree at the bottom there, and so that was really exciting. But now I've done this third page, and it was really nice. It was pretty fun getting there. There's a lot more of the tree, and I got up to this page now that I will be doing the next time I pick this up. The goal on this was get to 10%, which I was able to do, 10% exactly, with 4,400 stitches completed on this in April. So this is really nice. I'm getting close. Not really getting close. What am I saying? I'm getting a lot of progress done on these pieces. Okay. Now my focus piece, which is it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is, the designer is L&L Designs. This is the Hay 2026 Sal. This is called Whisper of Wishes. That's what it's called. And this is where I've gotten to. This piece I'm doing 500 stitches a day, like I said. It is worked on a 28 count 1/1 full cross. And it is very, very pretty. I really like the way it's turning out. So last time we saw it, I had reached the top of this page and had done a little bit. And so I finished the rest of the page and I'm into the next page beneath. I did a total of 7,500 stitches on this exactly. I got behind on this the first 2 days I was supposed to work on it. I didn't. And then the third day I only did 233 stitches, but each day I was adding stitches to the 500 count to make up, and I was able to fully make up, and I got, like I said, the 7,500 exactly. And this is now at 34.40%. It is on track for a finish this year. And that's my goal, to finish it, because there is a pattern that they're offering if you finish your pieces. that I really like. So that's what my goal is, to get that piece. Okay. And so that's what I worked on full coverage wise. And non-full coverage wise, I worked on my travel piece. This is the monthly Quakers from the Heart Needle Art, charted by Wendy. And I finished April and I started in May. And I have these all on the same piece of fabric, so it's kind of hard to wrangle. But you can see March there, and then here is April. Really cool. I got it done. The green is a very light green. This color, it's a green. And it is a bit mottled, which is nice. You can't really see that in the camera though, unfortunately. It almost blends in with the fabric, but in person, it's way better in person, so. Now I'm working on May. And this is what I've gotten done. So this is exciting. Hopefully I can get this finished by the end of May. This May. This comes with me when I pick my son up from school. I'm waiting in the carpool lane. My only issue is that after May, my kids are out of school, so I won't have a time slot to work on this. So I might have to figure that out. Okay. There's that. So now I'm going to show you what I will be working on next month, cross stitch wise. So, in the beginning of the month, the two projects I've been working on. The first one is Mandala 42, charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And this is my starting point. The goal on this one is to get to 10%. So hopefully I can get that done this year. I did not reach its 5% goal last year, so it's only at 2.60%. So I have this one listed for 2 months that I'll pull it out. So May, I'll do the 250, and also in July, I'll pull it out again to do the 250 to reach the 10% goal. This is where I'm at. I really love the detail on this. It is kind of high confetti, but it's very easy to stitch. It's not that bad. Oh, and this one's on a 25 count, easy count. 1/1 full cross. The next project I will be working on this next month in May is Change of Seasons 1, charted by Mystic Stitch back when they were still in business. It's no longer available. You might find it as a paper pattern on like eBay. Sorry, my son is playing around over there. So this is where I'm at. This is my starting point. This is on a 22 count, hard anger, 1/1 full cross. So this is exciting to get some progress done on this. Hopefully I can finish this page. That's what I really want. And so I can move on. I don't know if I'm going to go down. I think I am going to go down. And then I will finish going down and then come back up. Kind of like what I'm doing with Whisper of Wishes. I'll go down instead of to the side. This one is basically my oldest piece. It was my first full coverage project that I started. I started it with paper before Pattern Keeper, and it was right before Pattern Keeper, so it was like Pattern Keeper came out. I hadn't gotten very far on this, and so I switched. But it was on 22 count with 2/1 full cross, but that was way too thick, so I had to restart it. And that's how far I've gotten there. So that's the cross stitch I'm going to be working on next month, as well as my focus piece, the Hade Sal, 2026 Sal, Heaven and Earth Designs. Oh, and on on Change of Seasons, my goal is to get to 10%. I'm currently at 5.88%. So I should be able to get that done this May, if my calculations are correct. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is my knitting. So I showed you this before. This is the Take Your Time shawl by Hohi Locatelli. And I finished the body. Yay! So this is one armhole I haven't started on yet. I still have a lot of ends to weave in. And I have started on this sleeve over here. And this is Monostel Uruguay yarn. Single ply Fino is what the base is called, Fino. And I'm excited to get that done. Hopefully I can get that done this year, because I have several different knitting projects that I have on the needles that I've started that really need working on. So hopefully I can get that all done. All right. So that's all I have to show you here. I'm just looking around. Oh, I do have a start planned this month. It is for me and my husband's 10-year anniversary. Just to preface, we've only been married 4 years, but we started dating and we're together 10 years ago. And that's kind of the anniversary we celebrate more so than our wedding one at the moment anyways. So this one is called Watercolor Lovebirds by the Cross Stitch Studio. And it's 2 little birds on a branch. The pattern has, I'll show you a picture here. All of the white is stitched in this pattern. So I went through and I've taken that out because I don't want to stitch all the white. It's just nothing but white in the background. And I have the birds and the branch is what I'm going to stitch on. And I bought a 28 count fabric a while ago that I've decided to use on it. This is the brand. Sorry for the glare. It's a 28 count light blue. I don't know if I got this from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. But here we are. Ooh. And it's a bit washed out in the camera. It is a nice light, not necessarily a baby blue. It's a little lighter than that. But this is the fabric. And it is much softer than the 28 count I'm using on the Whisper of Wishes. It is way softer, and so I'm pretty excited to see what it's going to be like to stitch on this. I'm trying to get it pulled back up. But I'm excited to see what it's going to be like to get this one stitched, to stitch on this fabric. I'm going to start it, May 13th is my anniversary day. And so I don't know how much I'm actually going to get done on this, since I do have my focus piece that I'm going to be starting a couple of days later. But I'll see what I can get done this month, and I will show you guys. So that's all for me, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your month, and I'll see you in June. Thank you. Bye-bye.